What is going on, everybody? Josh's Comics here. Over the weekend, I went to the Chester County Collectibles Show. Had over 200 plus tables. It had comics, Funko Pops, toys, die-cast cars, Pokemon cards, you name it, they had it. And, it was a nice, well, I wouldn't say little, but it was in a gymnasium. Again, 200 plus tables. Um, I had a I had a decent time. 360 Comics was there selling, so he hit me up, asked me if I could come help him for the day, and I did. And I picked up some books, mainly from him, from a few other collectors as well. I will talk about my experience at the con in a minute. But before we get into the actual haul, do me a favor, hit that like button and please subscribe. It helps out the channel. I really would appreciate it. Also follow me on Instagram as well at Josh's Comics 01. And yeah, so this is my first ever time at the Chester County Collectible Show. This was hosted in Westchester, PA. It's only about a 40-minute drive for me. And this show has been around for a few years now, and I believe this is the second year that they've done this show a few times at this gymnasium. Sometimes they also set up at one of the hotels in Exton, PA. Again, not too far from me. I used to live in Coachville, so kind of close for me. But yeah, it was interesting. A lot of different stuff. I think a lot of people would be happy to go. You could find a little bit of everything there. Even had vinyl records, video games on top of all of the collectibles. Plenty of Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! People even selling some coins and stuff like that. So yeah, it was definitely a bit of a good show. On top of that, I found some good stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, take a look at some of the footage of the show, and then when we come back, we'll go through the haul.
I've had this, and this for I think over a year. Unless it's like the players, but just it was past the initial thing. It was more or less like. Possibly. Alright, bro, it's nice seeing you, guys. I gotta clean up and get out of here. For the spite. Yeah, thanks, dude.
So as you guys can see, I just did a quick walk around. Like I said, a little bit of everything. So we're gonna go ahead. We'll jump into the haul. Before I get in the haul, though, let me just say I have started a new collection. For collecting gold. Has to do with my man Daredevil, and we will get that to the very end. So stay tuned. I will tell you about that. I think it's interesting. Uh, these two pieces I wasn't expecting to pick up, but I saw them towards the last hour or so of the show, and decided to ask for a little discount, and I got it. Got $10 off for the combo deal. But let's check them out. This is Marvel's Thor Gallery, and it is Jane Foster, sorry. Mighty Thor. This is the Goddess of Thunder. PVC figure. Is sculpted by Sam Greenwell for the Diamond Select. So not bad. Picked this up. They had a $30 price sticker on it. But not only did I grab Jane, I also grabbed another female hero. This is Feminine Fatales from San Diego Comic Con exclusive from 2015, and this is Justice League Unlimited Supergirl. Check that out. $30 as well, $60 for the pair. knocked $10 off. I got it for a nice bundle for $50. I thought that was pretty cool. And this is actually limited to 2,000 pieces, and this is number 351 out of the 2,000. So I think that was pretty cool. Steve Vanner Studios sculpted this. So I think that is pretty awesome. I'm not sure if I'm going to take them out of the boxes and display them in the background, or maybe just leave them in the boxes as is and display them. But I thought that was pretty cool. And for a $50 pickup, why not? I like both ladies of Marvel and DC. So this next vendor, he's actually a normal vendor at the Philadelphia Comic Show at the airport that I go to a couple times throughout the year. And he had, I think it was what, three books for $5 or like a $2 a piece or something like that. So I ended up getting six books from him. And I found some good stuff, actually. So I'll tell you at the end how much I paid total. This is Absolute Wonder Woman #1. I believe it is the third print. So nice little foil, had a little bit of value into it. And I haven't read any of the Absolutes, but hey, Wonder Woman, like I said, any of the Absolute stuff is kind of a bit pricey right now, so why not? This next book, I'm not sure if I have it, but I remember seeing it for sale on 360's claim sale. I might have purchased it, but I'm not sure. This is from Batman: The Adventures Continues, Season 3. I think from issue 3. It is a variant by uh, Sweetening Boo, and it is the Gotham City Sirens. Oh well, maybe not technically the sirens in this episode or issue, but it is Poison, Ivy, Harley Quinn, and Catwoman. So I thought that was a cool variant. Why not? This next one is a good one, and really glad to have picked this up. This is Batman Beyond #1 from the six part miniseries reprint, but it is the sketch cover reprint. You guys know I'm on my sketch covers. Leave a comment down below. I think what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna do two things. It's gonna be either like a jam piece where I might just get, I might get Bruce, I might, get Terry, um, maybe do some of the other characters on there. But I'm thinking maybe not just like a jam piece, but like having like maybe Bruce in the background, bigger, having Terry a little bit smaller in the suit in the front, and odd end stuff. Let me know what you guys think I should do with this variant cover. Definitely gonna have to get this sketched at some point. For $1 pickup though, pretty much. Hey man, that's to me couldn't beat that. And then, so the last two books, even though it was 3 for $5, I picked up three issues of this. I gave one copy of it to my buddy 360 to give out for free, or if he wants to sell at his claim sale. And this is actually from Superman issue number 16 variant, um, the Zeddy variant of Superman 16. And like I said, I picked up three copies of this. I have two for me. One that I think I'm gonna leave to get signed, or maybe get both signed to do a giveaway for one of them. But yeah, and I had the third one. I gave a 360. There were like I think three more of these at least in the bins. I was thinking about grabbing them, but I'm like, yeah, I'll leave them for somebody. I thought that was a great deal. So all that for $10 all in. And then finally, oh well, let's show off these last two books before I jump into the Daredevil news. There was a vendor behind us that was set up the way how the tables were, and he had just random stuff. I think he just bought stuff at flea markets and stuff like that, and he was trying to sell stuff. And I picked these up because I thought they were cool. Don't think there's any value in them, but this is pretty cool. This is from Cracked, which is a magazine, and it is the like Batman Returns version of it. So if anybody knows anything about these, let me know. I thought it was pretty cool. Issue number 274. Um, you know, I mean, look, you can even see some of the villains and Michael Keaton in there. I thought that was pretty interesting. to pick up, for sure. Look at that. White Man Can't Jump, ad in there. Good film. So yeah, why not? But this is really cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Mad Magazine, but again, for the cover, I picked it up, and I'm gonna have to get a new bag and board because this thing is pretty beat up. This is the special summer camp issue of Mad, and it is issue number 105 from September of 1966. Jesus, I was born in 94. Only 30 cents too. Check this out. I think that's pretty cool. The Batman 66 cover, I guess you would say, of Mad Magazine. I only picked it up for that. So for in total for the Cracked and then the Mad, it was $15 all in. Not bad. Like I said, I mean, I'll probably put this in a new bag and get this a little bit cleaned up and everything. I just thought that was a cool cover to pick up for the collection. You know me, I'm a Batman collector. And then moving on to my main man, Daredevil. Picked up a couple shirts recently too from the Amazon Prime days, so that was good. I've been thinking about this for a few weeks now, and I'm gonna do it. I'm going to collect the first 100 issues of Daredevil in its original run. Um, I think it's very doable. Obviously, the only two books that I think are the most expensive is issue one, obviously, first appearance of Daredevil, and then issue number seven, which is the first red suit. Other than that, I think every other issue in the first 100 issues are pretty easy to attain. Some do have just nice keys and first appearances, but even if you get like mid grade, still affordable. And I actually knocked out a bit of a chunk from 360 Comics. He gave me a $100 credit for helping him set up, so I took out the advantage of that and got some books from him. And I already do have a few issues I know in the first 100. So I'm probably going to make an update video after Baltimore Comic Con because I want to see if I can get there too. Um, but yeah, I think it's pretty doable. And I'm going to show you the books I picked up to do this. This is issue number 17 of Daredevil. Also kind of a sweet Spider-Man cover too. Check that out. Lower grades, a 2.5 to a 3.0. Second appearance of the Mass Modular. And honestly, I'm okay with lower grade. I don't know what I'm going to do when I complete the first 100. Probably do a full video on it, obviously, but would I keep all 100? We'll have to see. But I think it's a bit of an interesting challenge. I was thinking about doing it for Batman, but, collecting the first 100 issues of Batman, I don't would not have the time or the money, and I don't think that would ever be able to happen. I think I can knock this out within a year. We'll have to see. Issue number 30 I picked up, which is not a key, but is this a cool Daredevil um, with the Mighty Thor guest starring. Love this cover. Check that out. And then jump all the way up to the high. Issue number 82. Looks like he's facing off with Scorpion. It's interesting because Spider Man's rogues kind of guest starred a lot. And the second appearance of Electro is actually the second appearance of Daredevil. He is in Daredevil issue number 2, so it's interesting to see the crossover between these two heroes, have their rogues gallery, go back and forth. Just like how Kingpin started out, in ASM 50 and then would go on to become Daredevil's biggest rogue. Issue number 99, when Black Widow. I'm not sure this. I don't think this is the first time that the Daredevil in the Black Widow title happened. I think that happens in issue 81, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. But still 99, so that's great. And of course, I was able to find it. Issue number 100, which is a nice key featuring some of his rogues gallery. And is also the first cameo appearance of Agner the Screamer. Not sure about that character, but so yeah, knocked out a nice little chunk of the first 100 episode issues of Daredevil that I'm working on, and then I picked up one last Daredevil book. Uh, One of the first comics I ever bought, and I do have it graded, and I believe it's an 8.0. So I'm probably gonna have to. Oh no, it's not this one. I'm thinking of 170 and 171. But I do have a copy of this. I'm sure. Not sure if it's a higher grade. This copy though is minty. This is Daredevil issue number 184, and it's the first team up of Daredevil and the Punisher. With a press, Joe thinks it's a 9698 candidate, so we're gonna press that and hopefully get the 98 on that. I would love that. They teamed up in Born Again, obviously. He's gonna be in Born Again season 2. So I'm sure Punisher and Daredevil will be teaming up again. I think it's just a great Frank Miller cover too, with a gun loaded, and it reminds you of season 2 from the Netflix show when he pulls the gun on Frank and they do that whole thing. And it's not obviously part of the first 100 issues, but Joe had a great deal. Um, his $5 stuff was 50% off, so it was $2.50. Some of these Daredevil books you see were in the $10 bin, so they were only $5. This was in the price as marked. I think he had this for 20, if I'm not mistaken, and it was only $10 because he had every price as marked, two long boxes of price of marked stuff for half off. And there's some good books in there, obviously, but I was only looking for certain things. So yeah, I'm happy to add this. I want to hopefully maybe get some submissions in a CGC by the end of the year, man. I've been saying this for years. It's just like the money I put into the comics now and the statues and everything else. I just lose track of everything. I legit have one whole full shirt box bin of stuff that I would like to get graded eventually, so we'll see. But yeah, so that was it for the Chester County Collectibles Show in Westchester. Um, I I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I would go back. Now if Joe sets up and wants some help, I'd definitely go. I don't think I would just go attend the show just to buy. Getting into that, I will say this: a lot of vendors are overpriced. I don't know. I don't know what it was. There were a few, like maybe two or three of the comic vendors were had decent prices and stuff, but some of the guys there were just selling in 2019 and 2020 prices, and it's like, hey, if you can get somebody to spend that, hats off to you. Congratulations. Me, I know what I'm looking for, and I'm kind of at a point now where if a vendor has a wall and I can see some of their bigger books and I can get an idea of what they're pricing at. And if I can see like, okay, the wall books are priced at fair market value, I know that hey, their bins, I could probably find some good stuff. I can probably get some good deals. But if I see your stuff way overpriced on the walls, I already know the bins are not going to be good. Um, I'll give you an example. There was a guy there that had a Halloween '78. It was the first appearance of Michael Myers in comics, and the comic for the movie, and it is in a near mint raw, probably close to $100. I think 9 inks sell for about 250 to 300 at last time I checked. This guy had a raw for $250, and it had some ticks on it. Like it was not even probably, you know, and very fine. So I don't know. People can price the books where they want. Hey, it is what it is. But overall, I mean, I had a decent time. It was fun to hang out with Joe. I did pick up some great stuff. I started the new Daredevil issue 1 through 100 collection. Obviously, like I said, 1 and 7 going to be probably the hardest. Probably be the last ones I get. Um, so we'll have to see. But yeah, guys, that is it for the Westchester or the Chester County Collectibles Show. Check them out if you want. If you're into different stuff like toys and figures, collectibles, coins, Pokemon, and comics, maybe even it's a good family show too. There's a lot of families there, you could tell. Um, so go check them out if you want, if you're in the area. I had fun hanging out with Joe at least and got some cool stuff. And yeah, so that is it for the haul. Coming up later this week, Baltimore Comic Con. I will be there Sunday. I'm picking up a submission. A commission. I'm very excited to get in and do a little bit of buying maybe. See what I can find for the Daredevil collection. And of course, keep my eyes open for some other things. So, thank you guys so much if you followed through all the way to the end of this video. I appreciate it. Hit that like button and please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Leave a comment down below. Of course, let me know what you thought of the haul. I thought there were some interesting things. Let me know about the Batman sketch. Batman Beyond. I got ideas in my mind, but like I'm trying to think what would be the best route to go obviously. So, until next time, guys, stay safe, take care of each other, and as always, we will see you in the next episode of Josh's Comics.